Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional evening. It's Saturday. I usually don't get that much time on Saturdays to go live, so I'm very thankful, happy, blessed, the whole nine, whatever you want to call it. I'm 100% just happy to be able to do this. And hey, it is what it is. So do the great three free things like share and subscribe. Is what I always got to say. Thank you for those that have been, like I said, this has been my best week of customers on my online Shopify store. That's in the description. And thank you to Chris Edwards again, one of my favorite customers, brother from another mother. Grew up with him, and who your real friends are when they support you. It doesn't even have to be from a financial standpoint. It could be from an information standpoint. It could be from they see you posting on social media, promoting your business. They like, they share, they comment. If there's a subscription, they subscribe. They don't even they do the free stuff. Not even like, 'cause a lot of the free stuff is just as equal as the money options and whatnot, the financial options. So I have to constantly put that out in the atmosphere because I do that for people when I see that they're going after their goals and dreams. And when people do that for me, I'm very humbled and thankful for that because they don't have to, and just like I don't have to. So I'm very thankful for that. But anyways, so today's subject matter, it's very interesting. It came to my attention last night. I was reading this article about Jay-Z. Love Jay Z or hate Jay Z. Jay Z is going to be who he is, and that's just what it is. He's in the billionaire club right now, so there's not much more you could hate on when it comes to Jay Z and what he does and how he does it and whatnot. Last time I checked, he's not breaking any laws because trust me, there are law enforcement agencies that would love to take down a $1 billion tycoon. So it is what it is. But I will say one thing with all sincerity is that he's trying to bring he comes from the Marcy projects in Brooklyn. I've never I'm not from New York. I'm from the DMV area, the Northern Virginia side of the aspect, but I have family members from my mom's side that are from that Northeast area, Jersey, Connecticut, and certain parts of New York. And I remember as a cousin, as a teenager, like one of my cousins actually drove me through Marcy Projects. It was a nice drive by because back then it was the late '90s. I had an infatuation with rappers and whatnot. There was only two cities I wanted to ever see more of was L.A. and New York, but New York was closer. It was only 5 hour drive and whatnot compared to having to get on a 5 hour flight to California. So but anyways, so I had infatuation with it. Never really was that big of a Jay Z fan, and Jay Z is one of the best artists on the planet, smart businessman on the planet. He is. He's a man that doesn't need an introduction. But never was a big. When it came to rappers, when I was coming up, I was more of a but when it came to the New York rappers, I was a DMX guy. I was a Wu-Tang guy. I like the hardcore rappers, the guys, not the smooth rappers, but I like the hardcore rappers. I would even say I like Nas as a lyricist more than I did Jay-Z, even though Jay-Z it's always been a sick lyricist. But I always like the style of a Nas, a Wu-Tang, a Mobb Deep, a DMX, all the whole Rough Riders, the Locks, Drag On. When I think of New York rappers, I think of people like them. I don't think of really Jay-Z like that. Some of 50 Cent's music I like, the G Unit, I like their stuff and whatnot. But when it really boils down to New York rappers, just the people I mentioned, that was, especially I like energy rap. Like certain rappers I like. When it comes to like my favorite rappers, I'd have to say they were Cannabis and Tech Nine because they came with sick lyricism. They had their own style and they didn't mind standing out. They didn't want to be like everybody else, and you know they were just the outside of the box kind of guys, rappers and whatnot. So those are my favorite rappers. But I love, when it comes to West Coast rap, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, NWA, Snoop Dogg, the list goes on and on. I could go Dilated Peoples, I could go on and on. But at the end of the day, like I said, this isn't supposed to be a hip hop video. This is a live stream. This is today. I'm talking about what Jay-Z is trying to do in the Marcy projects. Now I'm going to read this verbatim. But at the end of the day, Jay-Z's goal was to bring a Bitcoin school to the Marcy projects. Now, love or hate Bitcoin, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. All right. Love it. It's not. I buy it every day now, especially the fact that the price is so low. Because bear in mind the people during the beginning of the pandemic that got who became very rich and wealthy because they owned Bitcoin and they kept buying it for the people that bought it for years on end and whatnot. And then when it skyrocketed, it made a lot of people millionaires or made a lot of people in a better financial position. And hopefully, those people that were smart, they were the ones that invested the money in other asset classes so that they could, remain in a better position, so they could be put in a position where having a job became an option or whatnot. But I will say with all sincerity that learning about Bitcoin is not a bad thing, but apparently it was met with skepticism. And I get there's nothing wrong with having skepticism towards something because that means you're thinking. But just flat out say I don't want nothing to do with it when you haven't done your homework, that's when I have my issue. And I get the skepticism because it's so low right now, and a lot of people are quote unquote losing money in Bitcoin. But a lot of people are still there's a long game at play here. All right. And learning about something, I don't see the problem with it. Nobody says specifically you have to physically spend your money on this. It's learning, especially nowadays, learning all you can about any specific asset class. I don't see a problem in that. And if you don't want to do it, then cool. But to go out of your way to tweet about it online and have a hissy fit and whatnot, this is a guy's a billionaire. Whether you love him or hate him, he's a billionaire. He does not have to utilize his time to do things like this. All right. But anyways, I'm gonna read the article verbatim. It says Marcy Projects, a 28 acre public housing development in Brooklyn's Bedford Stuyvesant neighborhood, is best known for as a pillar of rappers turned mogul. Jay-Z's New York persona built. It was built back in 1949 as part of the push by the New York City Housing Authority to house the city's low-income residents. Marcy had fallen into a state of dangerous despair by the 1970s when Jay-Z was real name Sean Carter, which I actually know a real guy named Sean Carter. So Sean Cotton, Sean Carter, if you watch this, I know his name used to be Sean Cotton, but his original name was Sean Carter. Hopefully all is well. I think the last time I checked, he was in Pittsburgh, living in Pittsburgh. Um, and he said, "Where I'm from, Marcy's son ain't nothing nice." His raps in "Where I'm from, Marcy me, Marcy me, just the way I am always going to be." He declares in 2017, Marcy's me. Um, but obviously, he's the first confirmed hip hop billionaire, and he remains intent on not abandoning his roots. Residents of the Marcy houses express annoyance and skepticism at Carter's latest venture, the Bitcoin Academy, a series of free financial literacy courses being offered exclusively to the tenants of this project. Now, I don't. Once again, you're giving an opportunity to learn something for free. I don't understand it. And if you don't want to learn it, then don't learn it. It's like there's a lot of things I could learn online if I wanted to, but I don't learn it. I don't go out of my way to try to learn it and whatnot. So, like I'm not like the trucking industry. There's actually free courses online that are teaching people how to open up their own trucking industry and whatnot. But that's not my interest. So and I'm not tweeting online because there's actually a lot of rappers that are talking about that. Like I was just listening to Killer Mike talking about um, people getting government contracts along the coastline of Florida and Georgia and whatnot. Um, because he was talking about how African Americans in Georgia only get 2% of the trucking contracts in the state of Georgia when they're half the population of the state. So very interesting. Like I like that conversation, but does that mean I'm going to go try to buy a truck right now? No. He's talking breaking down how much money one can make by having a certain amount of trucks. He's like, yeah, I own 10, but he's like, the goal is to own 100 trucks. But am I going to for shame Killer Mike because he found something that he loves doing, one, and two that he's good at, and three he's making money off of? No. So that's what makes me laugh about this whole thing. I'm just like, if you don't crypto promoter Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, at least some of the flyers advertised in the course appear to have been simply dumped on the floor of buildings. But we live in 2022. I'm like, I know that there's stuff online. Who cares about flyers? Who the hell looks at flyers anymore? Everything's online now. Article says it's kind of late to be doing that when people are trying to hold on to their dollars and everything is so expensive, said a 58-year-old retiree, Myra Raspberry. People don't want to be investing money knowing that they might have a chance of losing it. And I don't disagree with that. And the crazy thing is, you don't invest your money. But regardless of what's happening in the economy, and regardless who's sitting in the White House, the governor's house, and the mayor's house, the people that are going to continuously win in this country are the ones who are the investors and the business owners. Period. Not just the high income earners and whatnot. And the thing, and the sad thing is, a lot of people, they don't understand about investing. I'm not giving out financial advice, so this is just my perspective, and this is for educational purposes only. Investing is the long game. Regardless if you're investing in a business, stock market, Bitcoin, real estate, heck, even getting married and having kids, it's a long game. Your kids don't come out perfect. When you get married to somebody, it's not doesn't start off perfect, and it never will be. When you even get in a relationship with somebody, it might start off perfect, but it's not always going to be perfect. Nothing in this life is. Everything in this life is the long game. When you start a new job, it's not always perfect. You got to figure out what your niche is. One, two, you got to find the right organization to work for. Three, you got to find the right clique of people to work with. You could be the best at your job, but you could have the worst freaking boss or the worst freaking coworkers, which then can make your life miserable. There was a guy that was on live on Instagram or TikTok talking about how stressed out he is, unfortunately, about his job. He is about his job right now, and he's like, and he can't figure out another way to make money because he's tired of it. He's like, he's having panic attacks about his job. I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm saying this is what it is. Okay, but at the end of the day, the saddest thing is, investing is like anything else in life. It's the long game. You go to college. It doesn't start off perfect the first week or first day of college. You got to figure your way out and go through the maneuvers and whatnot to figure out what works for you. The major you might have picked might not be the right one. Same thing with trade school. Are you the expert in the beginning of trade school? Absolutely not. You are the apprentice. You are learning. And in the beginning or the middle of it, even towards the end of the apprenticeship, you might say to yourself, you know what? I might not want to be an air conditioning HVAC repair person. I might not want to be a mechanic, or I might not want to be a CDL truck driver. I might not want to be an IT specialist, whatever have you. Everything takes time. Everything takes time, and nothing comes out perfect, and nothing starts off perfect. But the fact that people are complaining about it not being the way they want it to be, or nobody wants to invest their money right now. Well, and I know that people are struggling in today's world. Don't get me wrong. So I can understand this person's perspective. I'm not going to disregard it, but I will say this: this right now, the times we're living in, it's not like 2007 and 8 because you don't have the massive foreclosures and whatnot. It's kind of similar because you see a multitude of businesses with laying people off right now. But for those that can't afford to invest and whatnot, it's like a time to be a kid in a freaking candy store. For me, I'm not talking about what you're gonna do with your money. I'm talking about me. It's a time to be a kid in the candy store, because if I knew now, back in 2007 and 8, I would have bought more stocks. I would have bought more real estate. Okay, I think, to be honest with you, if I would have had this knowledge back in 2007 and 8, I would probably be a millionaire right now. Because one, I was back in my 20s and I didn't have as much responsibilities as I have now, and two, um, I would have been house hacking like a you know what, and then three, I would have been, because I had no kids, no student loan debts and whatnot, not even a car payment, driving an old raggedy car. I could have freaking what is it? I could have bought more stocks. Probably would have opened up a business to get more tax write-offs or whatnot. Would have partnered up with like-minded people. Knowledge is power. Information is power. And investing is like anything else in life. It is a long game. It is a long game. It is a long game. And that's the problem. And I'm going to speak to my New York people because I got family up there. All right. The Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey people. Shout out to Buy the Hood. I bought their shirt and I went to the conference last year in Wilmington, Delaware. And the t-shirt says, "Stop selling your mama's house. Stop selling grandmama's house." One of the biggest reasons why so many people cannot afford to live in these major cities anymore is because the ones that did have real estate in their family, they did not go out of the way to hold on to real estate. Now, I know certain instances, People couldn't do it, because gentrification it is a monster. A lot of times the city will just take it because you were a day or two late on paying a tax or paying taxes on the property and whatnot. But my mindset is this, and this is just me. I'm not going to say this is for everybody. I'd rather look homeless before I ever let an asset like real estate go away. I'm talking about my shoes could have holes in them, my socks and underwear and everything I'm wearing could have holes in it. I could only have two pair of jeans and whatnot. But I'd be darned if I'm looking fly, my car's looking fly, but my house is being foreclosed upon. I'm just saying, it's all, and that's not everybody's situation, but it is certain people's situations. Let's put it like that. Okay. And that is one of the biggest problems. And the funny thing is the generation of, well, we can move down south and we can get away from gentrification. Them days is over with. Knowledge is power. So you live in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, people can't afford to live there. You live in Houston and Dallas, people are getting to the point where they can't afford to live there. Miami, Florida, they say Southern Florida is a wrap. And they say in Southern Florida is turning into Northern Florida, in a sense, is turning into Southern Florida in regards to cost of living. It's just as expensive to live in Miami is as it is in certain parts of New York now. Okay, there's condos in Miami where it costs $20,000 to $40,000 a month to live in. Do the research. Don't just take my word for it. The biggest state of emergency from economic standpoint in this country is that people want to pay attention to everything else that's happening, but they don't want to pay attention to the economics. Okay, people think it's cooler to be able to quote verses and whatnot than it is to be able to figure out how to make money in their sleep. State of emergency. But I'm just talking, right? What do I know? Now, and like I said, and I can understand the plight of people, especially New York, one of the most expensive cities in the world, not just America, but the world. Because a part I'm about to read, but I'm gonna get my perspective on it. It says every dime I got to go to the rent, phone, TV, and internet. I don't have money like that to be losing. If I did, I would try to invest in something that's more reliable, like a basketball game last night. Wow, I did not realize that was gonna. I'm going to win something from that. Mm. I know I'm going to sound like a jerk. And there's nothing, if you want to place your money on a basketball game, that's cool. Lord have mercy. But there were so many people at the end of 2020 were saying, man, I wish I would have bought in more into Bitcoin because they saw how many there's people that left my job that made a lot of money off of Bitcoin. And they sold it. They put it into franchises, or they put it into real estate, or they put it into their online businesses, and they were able to say adios to not only the DMV. So certain instances, they left the country and they went to start a new life and whatnot because they invested their money. I'm not saying you have to invest your money, but I'm just saying investing money is like a long game. There's a reason why they won't let you touch your 401k till you reach a certain age, because it's a long game. Same thing with the individual retirement account. It's a long game. The problem in today's world is that everybody wants a freaking quick fix. And hey, I would too. Hey, I put a little money into the freaking lottery and whatnot every now and then. I would love to, come up on a couple of $1 million like that. Who wouldn't? But I know that's not reality. I know that's not reality. Okay. That's just what it is. The lady says, I hadn't heard anybody talking about Bitcoin in her community. She said, people looking to make money, not lose it. The average household income for public housing residents in New York City is $24,000, according to the New York City Housing Authority. And I will say this on that note and whatnot. I believe that. I believe that. But the one of the thing is, do you want to live in the housing projects the rest of your life? Because to me, I was like, I've met people that came from the projects and whatnot, and they do very well for their lives because it was a start, but it didn't have to be the end. One of the biggest problems, and I'm going to say that when it comes to housing projects, is you shouldn't be able to just continuously raise families upon families upon families. And I know that there's people that need it, and people come upon hard times. I'm not going to say that is not the case. So, but to be able to just constantly, especially in your 50s, and you still living in the housing projects, and you don't want nothing else, or you're not striving for nothing else, who you are around and the things you think about and read and listen to make you who you are in this life, regardless of where you come from. Okay. There's plenty of successful people that have come from the projects, whether it's from Detroit, DC, New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Houston, New Orleans, Denver, Colorado, Seattle, whatever have you, and they've become very successful, and they weren't just successful because of entertainment and playing sports and whatnot. All right, but because one person said this is how Jay-Z's Bitcoin Academy is being distributed in Marcy's projects, just throwing it in the lobby, LOL. Um, and this was as of June 14th and whatnot. This, stupid comments on Twitter. That's why I can't. I just post what I post on Twitter. I can't spend enough time on there because that's just too much. All right. But it's a 12-week Bitcoin Academy course and be taught by Lamar Wilson, who runs the website Black Bitcoin Billionaire, and Najee J. Roberts, founder and CEO of a brick and mortar crypto school in California called Crypto Blockchain Plug. Even if you don't want to invest your money, get the freaking knowledge. And even because here's the thing, and this is me and this one brother, young brother, he's in his mid-20s, I'm in my late 30s, and we was having a conversation. He was telling me, he said one of the saddest things, especially in the African American community right now, he was like, is that you don't have a lot of good knowledge being passed down to the youngsters. All right. And having like even skilled trades, investing on any level, owning a business, having some sort of a skill trade, some sort of a professional, whatnot, it's not happening enough and whatnot. And that's why a lot of times young kids will wild out because they don't have those male figures around passing down that information. All right. Because that's the epicenter of community. It's not just people having a cookout and whatnot or having a party and whatnot. That's the epicenter of community is family and people passing down that information, passing down those skill sets. All right. So that people don't have to continuously have this revolving door of people starting from freaking zero. You know, article says the simple goal is to provide people tools to build independence for themselves and then communities around them. Um, Jay-Z stated, calling the course at Marcy's hopefully the first of many. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan, but I commend him for doing this because this is what is needed. This is what is needed. And like I said, with Bitcoin, it's the long game for me. Real estate is the long game for me. Stock market is a long game for me. Owning a business is a long game for me. Having a job is a long game. Everything is a long game. Only thing that's quick is if you have an inheritance, but that's a crazy thing. You got to have some money to have an inheritance, to pass down an inheritance to somebody. You have the right amount of life insurance and whatnot so that you can pass down some, hey, a woman in my, a woman that I know, a person in her family just became a millionaire because unfortunately her husband passed away from natural causes because he had the right life insurance policy. And she's giving half of that money to her kids so that they can increase their business that they have in regards to they have a construction business. So now they can buy more equipment and get more contracts. Knowledge is power. Family is power when the family comes together outside of having dinner and posting on Instagram. But what do I know, right? I'm just a guy that's thinking, got a forward thinking mentality. Spokesperson from the Bitcoin Academy said that participants will receive a free mobile hotspot device and smartphones with a data plan as they sit for lectures on topics including what is money, what is blockchain, and how not to get scammed. The Academy also plans to grant students a small amount of Bitcoin worth around $20 to $25 after they learn to set up their own digital wallets. The spokesperson said an open house event at Marcy over the weekend drew a large and eager crowd of mostly seniors and young people. But younger Marcy House's tenants who spoke to the Guardian were unenthused. Natasha Figueroa, a 24-year-old resident who plans to work as a caretaker for mentally challenged people, said the Bitcoin Academy seems unhelpful to residents. I disagree. Because one, you're getting good access to good information. Two, you putting yourself in a position where you can get access to other people, that are like-minded. That's another thing. Because one of the hardest things nowadays is to find like-minded people that are about things that you are about. Like most of my friends are online because that's the kind of I rock with a community of men that are talking business, okay, and investments. All right. And then if you want to add family onto that, then that's cool as well. But that's the kind of men I rock with. That's my sports. That's my video game. It's talking about business and investments. Okay. I want to know more about that than I do about football players and basketball players who got traded here, what new game came out here. I don't care. There's an event going on in DC. I had to tell somebody yesterday. Unless that's talking about increasing my income, I don't care. I was like, that's useless information to me. And the problem is, in today's world, we live in the age of information, but we live in the age of information, people that love to suck in useless information more than anybody else. And it's ridiculous. All right. So, anyways, the article says half the people that's going on go to that class probably just going to go to the class for $25 that you get, and the other half of the people they'll probably take what they learn and forget it down the line. That's a personal choice. I've gone to many events, whether they were free or I paid for them, mostly real estate events and Bitcoin events, and it was up to me. The onus is on me as an adult to say, okay, I got this information. What's next? It's like anything else in this life. You get the information. What's next? There's plenty of people that graduated from law school, graduated from med school, and didn't pursue a life in practicing law or practicing the medical field because a lot of times they said, hey, it wasn't for me. I wasted a lot of time and money, but it wasn't for me. A lot of people that got degrees in education and whatnot, but then they said, you know what, and became a teacher, like, you know what, I really don't want to teach in the classroom. I'd rather be an online instructor, or I'd rather do something else with my life. But this isn't going to work for me. Crazy concept. Crazy concept. So I just had to give my 2 cents on that because this is not the only thing that's happening, because I love the fact that you have a lot of celebrities that are trying to teach people that, and they're hooking up, teach people economics and investing, and they're hooking up with the podcasters that are doing the same thing. That's why a By the Hood University, a EYL University, Black Business School, Dr. Boyce Watkins are growing, at a tremendous rate because this is the information people want to get access to, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what your skin color is, regardless of what your skill sets are. Most young people, especially, they know that millionaires are being created every single day because the people are making money in their sleep, and it's the crazy thing called investing assets and investing time. But nobody wants to have that conversation. Not enough, my bad. Not enough people want to have that conversation because people just want to they can't wait to criticize something. And the main reason why I'm making this video is there's just some people in this life you can't help. You know, what's her name? Lala. Remember she used to be on MTV. Now she's on what is it? She's on she was on Power. She was on the Wu-Tang show. Light skinned lady. I think her name was Lala. But anyways, I remember she stated that there's people that come in your life for a season. All right. There's people that come into your life for a season. And a lot of times you got to let them go. When spring comes, they got to go. When winter comes, they have to go. Because some people just don't want to grow. And that's fine. Leave them where they're at. I've learned my lesson. I don't waste time with people. If you don't want to grow, that's fine. And I don't even do art. That's what I say. My shirt says I don't do drama, I do business. All right. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to argue with people, and I'm trying to give them some good information, and they coming at me like I'm the devil and whatnot. And I'm just like, I'm trying to put you on game. So either I'm trying to put you on game. So either you're going to take the game or you're not. But I'm not going to beg you to take the game. It's up to you. It's your life. It's not that serious. It's like it is what it is. It's like life is too short. Life is too short. But because I've learned to shut up and be a sponge on the wall. Call me SpongeBob, because I've learned to say, hey, I don't know anything about this specific subject matter, so let me shut up and let me go from there. Okay. But anyways, let me open. I got to answer the door. Of course, somebody would ring my doorbell. So I'll be right back, family. All right, sorry about that, family. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I think for the most part, you guys get my point. What I'm getting at the end of the day, um, it's everything in this life is the long game, and some people you just got to charge them to the game, as the old school saying says. You have to charge them to the game. They're not going to go far because the plot, and this is one of the saddest thing in a lot of families and the school system. You know, the whole, everybody doesn't, and then of course even with social media, a lot of people don't realize that. Um, a lot of people don't realize that the success might look like it's easy. The success might look like it's, quick, but there's no quick success in this life. There's no such thing as a quick success story in this life. And that's what makes me laugh more than anything else. There's no such thing as a quick success story. But a lot of people, in the social media age, they think that that's so true, and that's just not. It's the God's on. It's a flat out lie. The hustle is real. The hustle is hard, and a lot of times people don't want to realize that you can't escape the fight. You can't escape the hustle. You know, I mean, Bill Gates didn't become a success overnight. Steve Jobs, Mark Cuban, Damon Johns, Russell Simmons, um, you know, um, Bob Johnson. These people did not become, Dame Dash, Jay Z. They did not become successful overnight. And by the way, I'm gonna put this Jay Z thing to rest. By the way, let's just keep it real that Jay Z had his turmoils and whatnot, but see, Jay Z is a guy you want to have access to because this man is not only around the 1% in this world, whether you like it or not, he is. But he's a person, and the people that he's associated with can put you on game when it comes to so many things in this life. Why would you not want to be a part of that? you know, like Damon Dash, one of the biggest jerks in the freaking world and whatnot. But he's one of the smartest guys on the freaking planet. He's got a real big heart, and he's always, always, always trying to put people on game. That Breakfast Club interview back in 2015 was one of the biggest game changers in life because he, in a sense, shamed people for having a job, but he was basically shaming you to only having a job and that's it. He wanted to change the minds of especially African Americans of saying, hey, it's cool to have a job, but it's cool to be able to own something too. It's cool to own a house. It's cool to own a business. It's cool to have your name on something. That's the ultimate flex. That's the ultimate floss. And I really and truly respect that. And that's what the mindset needs to be. Bitcoin, once again, I will end it on this note. Bitcoin is a long game. Stock market is a long game. College is a long game. A job is a long game. A skills trade is learning is a life game until the day you die. You have to learn. Constantly feed your brain, especially in this fast-paced world. As a good old coworker slash friend said to me, if you go through the whole day without learning something, you have failed for the day. I cannot put that any other way. If you've gone the whole day without learning something, then you have failed for today. Look, I like to watch funny stuff all the time, but not all the time. Every day I watch something funny at least one time, but I like to learn. My days to start off with coffee and reading and podcasts. My days end with me listening to a podcast. I like to learn. And even if it's information that's not going to quote unquote make me rich overnight, it can enrich my life in the long run. The long game. You ever see that show, New Girl? Winston, he was trying to hook up with a woman. He's like, hey, I don't try to go head in. I play the long game. Life is the long game, regardless of whatever situation you get yourself into. All right. Because here's another great thing that a lot of people don't realize happening. Cesar and DJ Envy's real estate seminar. I've been to many real estate seminars. Okay. Many. All right. I even went to attended one of their virtual seminars that they had during the pandemic, teaching people how to get into real estate, whether they want to be professional flippers, buy and hold people, tax liens, people that just want to learn how to buy a house from a regular standpoint. Other great guys. And they're having an event in New York. And this is the stuff I'm talking. And DJ Envy doesn't have to do this for the price of. And the thing, reason why I'm mentioning this is people are complaining about the price of $199. All right, and 99 cents. I remember having to pay that same price for a Than Merle event. I'm not throwing any shade on Than Merle. They gave me a lot of great information, but to get access to the real deal of information, you have to pay 20, 30 freaking $1,000. And I didn't do that because I'm like, man, I could buy real estate for that amount of money. This doesn't make sense. But with this event, Cesar and Envy's New York, Sunday, July 31st, 2022, look the information up. They're going to give you all the game for this specific price. They're not going to tell you to come back. And then you have access to a multitude of people who are like-minded. I still have friends from people that I met at these events. I went to the REI Mentors event. I went to Than Merle event and whatnot. Going to these events like going to Invest Fest, getting around the right people. It's not just about having the right information. It's about being around the right people. All right. That is the, and then the thing is, they're going to be speaking about crypto, NFTs, real estate, in the metaverse, in physical real estate, and more. First-time home buyers interested in how you can make money in real estate. This is great stuff. But I've seen people online complain about the price with this. And contrary to popular belief, family, you get what you pay for in this life. Don't think just because you're getting a deal on something that you're getting over. You get what you pay for in this life when it comes to food, beverages, the car you drive, the house you live in, the job you're at, the business you have, the business you put money into or you don't put money into. You get what you pay for in this life. So to complain about Jay-Z's Bitcoin Academy and it's free and you're actually going to get some Bitcoin out of it in a smartphone, I mean, in a cell phone, I don't understand. But for some people, they're just doomed because people just love to complain. I put a post out on social media yesterday about here's some people love to argue over anything. Here's a rock and go. And people started arguing over the freaking picture of a rock, debating on what kind of a rock it is, because that matters so much in this life. And that's just so important. So, anyways, family, do the great 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment. Let me know your opinions on Jay-Z's Bitcoin Academy. Let me know your opinion on Cesar and DJ Envy's real estate boot camp, for good or for bad. I think both of these people are doing great things because these are people who are already financially taken care of. They don't have to help regular working day, everyday people out or poor people out. They don't have to try to educate people. They really don't. But people, we live in a world where everybody, you're wearing black. That offends me. That's the world we live in now. So I'll leave it at that. Don't forget to check out my online store. Support your local entrepreneurs. Thank you for the Cash Apps, and thank you for the Venmos, and thank you for the PayPal, Larry's Anything Goes LLC. All that is in the description. Just keep doing what you're doing out there, family. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, don't forget to check out individual retirement account investor. Don't forget to check out Dash, Acorn, Crypto.com, Coinbase, all those. You got to get it together, man. Sign up with those platforms, WEBULL as well. You'll be able to make some money. All these links are in the description. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Do what's best for you. But the outcome's gonna be worse, family, if you're not trying to make money moves. Because as I always say, either you're gonna make money moves, or you're gonna live broke like a fool. I can't put it any other way, family. So do what you do, and I'm out. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Mike, now.